All right, this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try to get right into the subject material. I talk about it a bit, and I'm going to try to expand on it, and then I'll maybe reference to this video if it's good enough. I might make a few more. You never know. clear my throat. Speaking of that, man, throat chakra stuff. Anyway, that's why this is so important to say. I don't care. Blockages, fucking get out, man. Get out of those blockages. The truth. The truth will set us free. That is the truth. That is the truth. Before we get to that point, though, it'll probably reveal our pain first. And that's why we have to continue to love the truth. Even in those moments of pain, we gotta clutch to that truth, man. And at the same time, we gotta let go of everything in the way of that truth. There's one thing that I constantly say, and I'll try to expand upon it, but it's one of the things I kind of have to talk around because of what it is. It's something that we can all perceive. It's something that we can all get in touch with. And there's certain layers of vibration and everything. There's even a chart. I might pull up that chart one day and I can talk more about it. But it's a good basis. It's a good story. It's somewhat accurate too, in my opinion. Like most good stories are. Most good stories are very accurate, even if they got a different flavor. Anyway, the one absolute, guys. This is the truth. There's only one absolute. And when we really embrace that, we get to see the truth. And it's funny. It's a blessing. It's freeing. It is what it is, and that is what is so beautiful. When and this is why I would say the name of my source, the name of my God, it encompasses more than what I can say, more than what I can put into language. And so that is why I call my God as the one absolute. There's nothing. That's it. All right. So that is what it is. It is what it is, guys. And it is something that's really important for me to communicate. I want to be able to get this out as much as possible because in people being able to tap into this, it will free people. It will free people because any circumstance that anybody finds themselves in, there's certain actions, thoughts, or behaviors which are justified in any particular circumstance. And then that's why there's only one absolute. In that case, there are certain things that we want to walk away from, I think, right now. I talked about it maybe in a different video. I mean, for me, it was just a few minutes ago, but we'll see when I post it. But that is about magic and the 3 levels of classification of magic that I say, which is, low vibe, black magic, trying to harm other people so you can feel better about yourself, gray magic, manipulation of the material world, and then white magic. And white magic is the hardest to practice. I'm going to be just straight up. It is the hardest to practice. Once you get in the routine of it, though, it becomes, you don't want to, you just, the other magic doesn't matter. It's just like, oh, yeah, white magic. Awesome. And then it becomes more, I would almost say automatic, which is beautiful, guys, which is beautiful. And then you still maintain consciousness, and there's always more, man. There's always more, which is beautiful. In order to move beyond where we're at, we got to recognize the truth. We got to hold on to that truth and let go of anything else. And if you can't let go of it, just hold on to the truth because it will burn away anything which is not of it. And that's why it's so important. I'll use many different stories to talk about this kind of thing. And that's why I'm going to come from several different angles. Christianity does talk about it, but it can also be of a lower vibration and not talk about the truth as well, just like any story. And this is why I always come back to this. This is why, my God, my source is the one absolute, because it can be in any story. It can be in any environment. It can be with any people. And any of those things can also be in denial of it. And so it is good to recognize. Those that are in denial of the one absolute, I would say, are fallen. They've cut themselves off from the truth, and so they're going to experience extreme discomfort. They're going to experience like all the negative stuff, guys. Like I don't even know how to begin to say. And this has been almost the status quo of Earth for a long time, guys, for longer than I would want to admit. And in a way, just like it's kind of both. We're climbing out, but we're being lifted out too. And it's a process. In my opinion, the very first thing we got to do is climb out, because there's no lifting out initially. It kind of is what it is. And I think it's for a reason too. It's to show us that when we're connected to the truth, when we're connected, like truly connected to the truth, it empowers us. It makes us a powerful individual, and that is where the true power comes from. When we give that power away or make external things that power, it's not quite accurate. It's not quite accurate. And to me, I would say someone just needs to practice more of the white magic too, because those and anyone who's of the same vibe knows this too. You can work with, I don't care, yeah, aliens, ETs, dragons, gnomes, fairies, previous avatars, if you want to call it that, like Jesus Cristo, any of them, because they all exist. And when you're connected to the truth and you love the truth, they are going to empower you. They're not going to say, worship me. Anything that says that, you got to be very, very careful of that energy. And in the case of doing that, maybe we can, like, language is kind of hard, you guys, sometimes. Worship, it's kind of turned into something where it's like giving away power. And so in that case, I worship nothing. All right. The one absolute, I don't worship the one absolute. Like, even once would I worship myself? Would I give away my power to myself? Like, no, I wouldn't even do that, you guys. I claim my power, I recognize the truth, and I'm empowered by it. And there's a huge difference. I'm in reverence. I'm in gratitude. Like this is what prayer and worship were originally intended. I think word-wise was that it's to be in communion with the truth. And that is why, guys, so important. Just gotta take a deep breath, guys. Like this material and this stuff I wanted to talk about for a while, but part of it has been me. Like I've been being told for many years, guys, that I should get my stuff out there, that I should participate more in the community, in the environment that's around me. Part of it has been my own story that I've had to cleanse, essentially. And I've held on to the truth, but I wasn't able to let go of the negative things, especially at first. And so I didn't choose, per se, I just held on to the truth. And I always chose that above everything else. I wouldn't let go of the other things at first, but a lot of those things ended up burning away. And then I was always given this choice. Do I hold on to these ashes, or do I keep holding on to the truth? Because there comes a crossroads eventually. And I always chose the truth, guys. And in the moments where I didn't, I came back to it. And that's the important part of the story, guys. And once you come back to it enough, there gets to be like a threshold that somebody crosses, and then you can't go back because you don't want to. Why would you go back? Why would you go back to that, guys? Nobody would. Nobody does. That's the cool part. Technically, it's possible, because of choice. That's one of those things. It's when you have that awareness, though, and you've been there, you don't choose to go back. Is essentially where I'm coming from. What I'm trying to say. If you're partially there, I get it. People dip in and out. And I did for a long time, guys. I dipped in and out for a long time. I'd be very much in the truth, but I always wanted to externalize it. Rather than trust myself, rather than trust my connection, I would keep seeking information on the externals. And it was through other people's at best, it was through other people's interpretation of the truth. And I could pick up on parts of it. I could pick up on parts of it. But the biggest thing which got in the way for me over and over again was their interpretation of the truth was the truth to them. And they didn't see it as an interpretation. And that's why I consider myself kind of as an individual between worlds, between stories. which makes me different. It makes me different. It means that I can fit into any story, and I also don't fit into any story. It's like I'm a fourth wall breaker, guys. I can't help it. I can't help it, you guys. I'm breaking the mold. It's just time, guys. It's just time. I've had a lot of help. I've had a lot of help. And I want to show, I'm going to keep recording. I'm going to keep making these videos because of the importance, of the mission, man. It's the mission. And I always come back to this too. It doesn't matter how much black magic that you've practiced, okay? Anybody can become risen. Anybody. You have to want it. You have to be ready for it. And you have to be willing. Because all those things are 3 totally different things, actually, believe it or not. Anyway, moving on. Where do we move on to? Like this is the joy of that, where part of it is waiting. Because once we get to that position where we have embraced the truth, with the one absolute, we've healed everything of our past karma. We're living in dharma now. We're recognizing the one absolute. We get to play. We get to play in this world and just enjoy it, guys. And then in the process, we're being examples, and we're from a distance extending a hand, saying like, "Hey guys, are you ready? Are you ready yet?" And that's going to last as long as it does. Eons. If I could show my conviction here, there is an endpoint. Everyone will be risen, all right? And it will be by their own choice. It won't be by mine. It won't be by anybody else's, By their own choice, they will become risen, because eventually it happens, guys. With that said, it's not about them. It's about you, right? This is why it's so important. When you realize that your story is about you, that is what is the most important part. And part of that process is getting in touch with this painful fact that, especially as soon as we become adults, which is, it's not based upon an age, all right? It really isn't. We gotta drop something. But when you really reach adulthood, you're responsible. You're responsible for your creations. And our creations are our actions, our behaviors, our thoughts. And we're the ones who are creating the feedback, the fruits of our lives, through the one absolute. And that can be painful, because especially at first, because there's a payoff somewhat of believing that they're responsible. They made me feel this way. They did this. And for someone else's actions, it very well might be true that they did certain things, all right? That they acted from a place of like low vibes, man. They might have acted from that low vibe place. That is a gift. That is a gift to you. Because if it bothers you, that means those hooks, they got in, but now you know. Now you know what to heal. Now you know what to alchemize. Right? Powerful stuff, man. And this is what I experienced in my current living situation that I'm getting out of, man. That I'm getting out of, and I feel it. Like at this point, because I was able to claim everything, because I was really able to claim my reality and see that, where it's just like, I'm not gonna focus on this other individual. I'm not going to even give them the time of day, because this is my story. This is about me. All right. And I'm choosing the truth. And the truth shows me I'm responsible. Okay. So I can deny the truth, and I can try to blame the other person some more, or I can recognize the truth and keep walking with it. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. This is why I'm here making videos, guys. I wouldn't even be making videos if I wasn't walking with the truth. And people can use any language for that. This is why I talk about stories so much. The truth is what the truth is. For some people, it's going to be, I have a little bit of a humor with it, and it's, it's for particular reasons, I guess is the best way to say it. But maybe we'll just go traditional right now, but Jesus Christ, that is an example of the truth, potentially. It's also just a name. It's also just a name, so be careful. If someone comes in the name of Jesus Christ, don't worry about that. What's their energy? What's the spirit that they come in? Are they with the truth, or are they not with the truth? Because, anybody can say anything at this point. That's why energy reading and discernment's so important. And then knowing your power. Like that, this is where it's all at, you guys. The more that you recognize your power, the more that you become the master of your world, and not even the master, because, it's diverse. It's so diverse, you guys. There's larger, like when we connect with the truth, we realize the one absolute. It's like, whoa, like, whoa. There's no words for it, because it's the feeling and the sensation that everything is me. Everything is me. And when you come to that sensation, that realization, if you haven't already, which is awesome, right? Everything is you. Everything is you. And so these individuals, these low vibe individuals, they're you too. They're just in a place where they're still choosing to ignore the truth. And they don't want to recognize that everything is connected. And at the same time, right, that they're responsible as an individual. Like, this is why I say there's only one absolute. This solves everything, you guys. This solves everything. This is an idea whose time has come. And this is what is going to unify this plane. Like, seriously, the earth plane. And if on a little tangent too, if you're in the conspiracy circles, this is how we defeat them. We defeat them by practicing white magic. We defeat them by lifting ourselves up, so that we become untouchable by them. When their hooks don't matter, their hooks can't reach anything anymore. And anytime they attempt to do that, they're exposed. They expose themselves more and more and more, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And then don't worry. There will be people who get hooked. There will be people who follow them and get pulled in by the deception. And that's okay. That's part of their path. That's part of their path. I would say, at some extent, if you want to go like on a soul's journey, we've all experienced the same thing. And so it's just part of their journey. It's part of their path. And to recognize that and to let them go. And this is one of the hardest things about walking with the truth, is that when you really start to commit, when you really hold on to the truth, what ends up happening is you will be asked to let go of relationships and people. And that is a good thing. It's a good thing. It might take time. I'd say the universe, everybody's the good side, right? Well, like all sides, is what it is willing to work with you. All right. And as we embrace that one absolute more and more and more, these forces which we saw as demonic have just been trapped. These forces which we've seen as angelic have just been isolated. And then we are coming together and bringing back the world, man. It's just like the resurrection of the world is what's going on, you guys. The entire world. And it's happening one soul at a time. And it's also happening very quickly. It's happening like on a collective level. So I kind of have a thing in my videos, right? I used to say, Jerry Springer, final thoughts. There is only one absolute. There it is. When we walk with the truth, when we respect the truth, when we love the truth more than anything else, that is what will lead us to see that the truth is love. It really is. But love without the truth is not the truth, and it's not love. And this is why I keep saying this. There's only one absolute. When we start to see that, all the virtues, all the good principles, and I wouldn't say good principles, just principles, man. But all of these aspects of creation become unified, and they make sense again. And it's because of that. And so my path is more of a masculine path. That's why I talk about the truth so much. I think a more feminine path is probably going to talk about love. And that's just as important. There's no separation between truth and love, you guys. That's the truth. That's the truth. And so as a masculine kind of an entity, I guess, right? I'm going to focus more on the truth, but that's because I want the love to be honest. The love needs to be honest. The love needs to be truthful, because a fake love isn't a love at all. And I think the divine feminine is with me. It's 100% with me, and is with us all, guys. So I'll leave it at that. Respect. If you're watching this video, massive respect. I'll do my best. I'll keep making content. I'll keep going out there. Give talks like these. I'll do some walking. It's pretty dicey, guys. Like I always say, it's raw and unedited at the moment. And anyway, peace out. Love within. Catch you all on the flip side.